So, good morning or good night, depending on where you are in the world, and welcome to another interview of The Shield on a Couch. Today, I'm joined by Tim Hansen. He's the guitar player and for the band Induction, which is a symphonic power metal band that are about to release their second sophomore album November 25th, and it's called Born from Fire. So, Tim, how are you today?
Hector, thank you so much for having me. I'm doing really well. I have a long day behind me. Well, yeah, as you just mentioned, it Born from Fire is coming out very soon, and I think it's 16 days now that it's
Yeah,
going
it'll
to be
be.
out. And yeah, I'm very busy, as you can imagine, but doing great. And I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, it's coming out on the day after Thanksgiving that we call Black Friday over here in the States.
Oh, that's going to be a grab for all the people then.
Yeah,
Very good.
people are going to be running through the store to get this big screen TV and your album.
Exactly. I hope
So,
it's gonna be like that anyways.
yeah,
Seeing all the
you never
masses
know.
going to the store. If all of them bought an album, damn, I'd be happy.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
So I was listening to the Induction album. So I know that you're a newer band that you released your first album, I think it was 2018, but then you're like the sole member of that lineup. You changed the band completely. So I was wondering, because this album is called Born from Fire, did you choose that title because basically it's like a band reborn in the sophomore album?
You are a great thinker. Very good idea. And yeah, the first album came out in 2019, and now during the COVID pandemic, we had a big lineup change. So you're pretty much correct. The title is a metaphor not only for the new lineup and the power that we like aim to come back with or are coming back with, but also the full entire music industry and artists and musicians around the world. Because if you just look at this year alone, the pandemic, while hurting the music industry a lot, also gifted us with so many great records. I mean, Sabaton released the new album, which is amazing. Megadeth, Blind Guardian, Legends, they came all back with some amazing music. And the title Born from Fire is really not only about induction and the members coming back with full power, but humanity and like creative people being inspired by hardship and coming back out of this usually much stronger than before.
No, nice, and I agree, and I love your background because you're in space. I'm like, I'm gonna.
Exactly.
I,
I'm a huge sci-fi fan, so I
nice.
always have it on.
You're a huge sci-fi fan, so I'm going to change my background since you're there. I need to change it.
Cool.
Since I'm the shield doing a couch, why not
Yes.
make it this? I'm
You're
a
a
shield.
beach fan, I see.
I'm a
Beach
shield dude
enjoyer.
on a beach today. So
Very nice.
yeah, the album, it's pure symphonic power metal. I like the album cover, which I'll show soon enough. But yeah, so you went through that lineup change. So how did you get the new people in the band?
It was a lengthy process, to be honest. Like at the like when we started to disband the previous lineup, I started to work out an auditioning process, and when we made it public, a lot of people actually came and were interested and just sent me messages and asked to audition. So the hardest pick in the end was the singer. I think I was in touch with around 100 singers before I found the right one. In the whole process, I was extremely picky with who I want to work with and with what kind of voice I imagine and want to have with Induction. And for me personally, there were a lot of great singers or like good singers, but the what I want for Induction and what I think the people want is not a good singer, but an excellent one. And
Oh yeah.
as soon as I heard Craig, that was really that I knew, okay, he's the one. So, but basically, a lot of the members came in via the audition. Marcos, I got in touch with later on because Martin, the other guitarist, he left later than the other guys. So yeah, basically I'm super happy that all these new people are involved now, and that I through some way or another found them, or they found us. So yeah, I think that now we're really strong, and yeah, I guess people can get convinced with the new album as well.
Oh yeah, and so when you were auditioning singers,
Mhm.
what type of quality were you looking for in that singer?
Well, I think it's a given that they have to be able to like mostly hit the notes, and
Yeah.
like they have to be able to sing, obviously. But I guess what I wanted was someone that like is a good continuation of the style that we have established before, but adds on top of that. So with Craig, for example, he has a very clean and soaring voice, and I think it's a lot more appealing to many people than maybe our previous singer's voice, which was, I guess, more defined. But Craig has a lot of facets to his singing. I mean, as you can hear on songs like The Beauty of Monstrance or Scorched, his growling voice is also incredible. Like extremely brutal and extremely in your face. So that's a really cool quality that I thought was a nice extra on top. But the one of the more important things for me was the emotions, and the that I buy it. You know, they sing and I'm like,
Yeah.
whoa, I believe you. You know, and I had that with Craig. Yeah.
Yeah, and especially in power metal is very like over the top and emotional. Like you can't have power metal without emotions. And I like the growling. A song that I thought was one of the singles that I think is really catchy and really good to sing is "Go to Hell."
Yeah.
I, I thought that one was very great. So you the lyrics for this? Did you write the lyrics, or did you and Greg write them together? How did that work?
Uh, so it depends on the song. Some songs I did all alone. Some songs Craig did the lyrics, but in this album, at the start, we like Craig and I, we both worked pretty closely on everything. So a lot of the lyrics right now are for me because I was just involved in the writing process right from the start. And we kind of worked out what works best for him together as well. So yeah, I'm excited to see how it goes for the next things that we write together as well, because we might take a
Yeah.
different approach there too. But yeah, I wrote a lot of the lyrics. "Go to Hell," for example, was one of the ones that I wrote.
Who were you thinking about?
What do you mean?
It's called "Go to Hell." Who did you want to go to hell?
Oh, well, the stupid motherfuckers that sorry if I don't know if I can say that, if I
No,
can
you can
swear.
curse here.
All right, good. So the stupid assholes that keep the world in chaos all the time, looking at you, Russia. Yeah. No, like no. To be honest, "Go to Hell" is like more of a metaphor. It's about religious fanatics, and it's about like removing yourself, or untying yourself from boundaries that you set with uh, any kind of belief. It doesn't even have to be religious. I think religion is a great thing for many people and inspires many people to do great things. But
Yeah.
on the other hand, I believe that when you start limiting yourself and relying on like a higher power for your own well-being, that's when it becomes a problem. And that's really my appeal to or with this song to the people.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes I think people confuse religion with spirituality. Like you can
Yes,
be
maybe.
spiritual and like be one with the world, and it's a good thing. So Tim, you growing up with Kai Hansen, did you the power metal was just in your DNA, in your bones? Because I'm sure you heard music all the time. Like, when did you start picking up the guitar? At what age?
Yeah, great question. I started playing the guitar when I was 7, I think. But back
Wow.
then, yeah, very early. But back then it was only like, well, you're at school, you know, everyone plays an instrument, and how about you play the guitar? I was like, yeah, okay, good. You know, obviously I chose the guitar because, well, my father was playing guitar and we had them everywhere, you know. So until I was 12, I was just on and off, like kind of learning the basics. I was in a guitar orchestra, and we went and, you know, played shows with like many acoustic guitars. And then I kind of lost interest for a couple of years. And then when I was 15, I had a pretty difficult time in my life, and that's when I started picking up the guitar again. So I called my dad. I was like, well, dude, get me 3 guitars for me. I want just get me some guitars, you
He
know.
had a few to give to you.
Yeah, exactly. So just get me some guitars. And, you know, I started listening to more metal music as well back then. I think I started out with some like hardcore beatdown stuff, like These Nuts and Stick to Your Guns and this kind of stuff, but also Judas Priest. And I very vividly remember how the one of the first like metal things that I learned on guitar then was the Exciter solo. And
Nice.
yeah, that's kind of when it all started. During this time, I met a guy that I formed my very first band with, and we went on tour in England with them. And then after that, I left and went to Induction. And yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty
So
much
the
how it happened. And I came originally, I came more from like the modern metalcore background, kind of. That's what I enjoyed at the time. But during the time, my like musical feel and interest, especially when I joined Induction, then shifted more towards the melodies and the emotions and I mean, not that these kinds of other genres don't have emotions, because they certainly do, but yeah, it just eventually happened. So yeah.
no, yeah, and so the name in Induction. Why did you pick that name in particular? It sounds metal as fuck, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, one of the reasons was always that it just sounds good. But I can honestly, for the actual reason, I can literally not tell you, because I had no say in the name. I joined when it already existed.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
yeah, but I can tell you what I make of it now and what I interpret, right? So uh, first of all, an like induction ceremony, or an induction on its own, is putting people or bringing a person to a new part of their life, introducing them to something new. And I think induction represents that kind of, you know, the like uh something fresh in the metal genre, or in this genre. I feel like anyways that it feels kind of fresh. And um it's about like moving forward, which has always pretty much been my kind of mentality. And then there's a funny little Easter egg, and that's why I believe actually that this name is chosen. There's a Gamma Ray song called Induction. So I
Oh
believe that that might be where Martin got the idea back then, but I actually don't know if that's really the case. Yeah.
no, yeah, nice. So you told me that you're a fan of sci-fi. Which sci-fi movies are your favorite?
Interstellar by far. I
Oh,
love
that's
Interstellar. Um, Avatar has been really cool. Um, and you're gonna hate me, but I never watched Star Wars.
why am
So
I gonna hate you?
I don't know. This is just like, I call myself a huge sci-fi fan, but I haven't watched Star Wars. But the thing is, I'm not that big of a movie guy. I like sci-fi as an
Like
I
more books and like maybe series?
also books. One of the really amazing ones that I read was the Three Body Problem from Cixin Liu. It's a Japanese author, and it's a trilogy, and this book is amazing. But sci-fi for me means like I keep very updated with like current technology and well, the advances that we're making. And just recently I was looking more into fusion energy again, and these kind of things are just so exciting to me, because like I was looking into the stellarator, which is it's a certain fusion energy machine which is having an uprising again, and the way the parts are designed, it just looks so futuristic. And what gets me very excited is that these kind of technologies, they're not even fiction anymore, right? It's like we're on the verge of making it happen, and I'm just so excited to see something like that in my lifetime, and you know, realize the impact of these kind of things, you know. Yeah, but Terminator has been a great movie too. But let's all hope that this is not the kind of sci-fi world
Oh,
that
no,
we
if I once read that there's actually a company that has the name of or the name of the company from Terminator. I'm like, no, change that name.
Yeah, Skynet, you mean?
Skynet, yes. If something
Uh,
stays, we don't want Skynet.
I mean, the closest thing we have to that right now is, I think, Elon Musk's
Oh my God,
start.
that dude's crazy.
Yeah, with the Neuralink, fucking cool. Fuck, to be honest, fucking cool. It is a little bit scary. I personally, I think I would get one because I'm just like that. I think these kind of things are super exciting, but yeah, my little conspiracy theory about it is that he's having the satellites, the Starlink network, right? You heard about that? Yeah.
Yeah,
And then everyone has the Neuralink, and then he starts just controlling everyone's brain on Earth. So
that
that's
that
a
that
master plan,
that
genius.
that would be that would be crazy. But yeah, like when you think about it, like everyone's like with the cell phones, like, oh, I don't want to people invade my privacy, but we put so much on the internet. Like I try to scale, I put more things on the channel, but like when you think about it and you're like, oh my God, we share so much that
Yeah.
basically you check in where you are. So
And
if someone is trying to kill you or find you, it's very easily just let's see
yeah.
where he checked in.
And then I mean, even the things we don't share are out there. You know, everything that you do on the internet, it's all there, and it is kind of a scary thought. But I believe that, you know, that it's just part of life at this point. You know, we gain a lot of things in in trade for the privilege. You know, or for these downsides. I mean, so yeah, it's like really something that a lot of people are scared of, but I personally look forward to the positives and
Yeah.
the exciting things about it. And I don't think that it's a very healthy approach to look at these kinds of advances negatively, but rather look at them like, okay, what good can it actually do? It's out of the question that every great invention that we make will be used for some bad things. It has always been like that. It's just the track record of history. But I believe that still we always should have made these inventions, even though
Yeah.
they are used for bad things.
I just remember me being like born in the late 70s. I've seen like a lot of shit. I've seen the birth of the internet. I've
Mm.
seen like uh the rise of Facebook and all these things all in my lifetime. So I've seen like I've seen so many changes. Like I remember in the 90s, everyone has CDs. Then he started with the Napster and the streaming. And I remember when the iPod came out, I was so excited because I have a little thing where I could put 1,000 songs, and now it's obsolete because now you just listen to music on your phone. So it's incredible how technology moves so fast nowadays
Yeah.
that who knows what's gonna happen in 5, 10 years from now. Maybe we'll have like like cell phones attached to our hands or something. I hope not, but uh
I mean, honestly, why not? Why not? I mean, we always run around with these things anyways. So it's, I mean, it's just a matter of how you look at it, I think. And to me personally, it seems very exciting, and I'm not afraid of changes, you know, because only change enables people to get to greater heights and to be better.
No, yeah, that's correct. Yeah. So yeah, all that things are super interesting. So what are some of the themes in the album that you cover?
Well, sci-fi is certainly also one of the topics, Scorched being one of the big ones, which is about humanity leaving Earth, well, or actually the sun swallowing the Earth in many billion years, and scorching everything on the planet, and humanity kind of setting out to be on the looks to different horizons, different planets, and looking for a new home. And then also one topic that I cover is or that we cover a lot is war and evil evil dictators in Order and Chaos, for example. That's about like the mad people in power, kind of, and the uprising of the people. And then there's more general topics like the cliche metal stuff, like Born from Fire is the essence of that. And in that song, we have a passage of the lyrics going like, angels, they cry with the fire in the sky, wings of despair make them die. You know, it cannot get more metal than that.
No. That's just imagine that, and people in the pit like, like
it's like raining blood from Slayer, kind of, you know, just metal. I try to cover a lot of things. And there's also the ballad, which is a very, very personal, near and dear song to me. And it's about like a feeling that I think everyone can relate to, which is when you're so overwhelmed and so done with everything that you just kind of fall into this lethargic silence that kind of oppresses you. And it's about embracing that kind of feeling as a part of life, and knowing that every day, or like there's always going to be another day, and that the frustration and everything is just temporary. It sounds more simple when you put it out like this, but I guess when people listen to the song, they can really feel what I truly mean by it.
Yeah, I know everyone. Okay, despite
Hello.
Yeah, everyone, you know, like everyone needs a ballad. Like I remember in the 90s, every metal album had a ballad. Like you had to have the ballad. Like it was part of the important things here to have the ballad on the album. So I'm gonna show the album artwork for Born from Fire, because you know it's metal as hell. And
yes, exactly. Go ahead.
So who did the album cover?
This album cover was done by Peter Schallei. That's a very, very, very talented artist who has worked with many other great bands such as Sabaton, Ginger, or Powerwolf. Also Brothers of Metal, I think. And this process has been amazing because I have a problem. When I start thinking about things too specifically, then it becomes extremely hard to make me happy. So I learned from past artworks where I was always like, oh, but let's now change this, but this little detail. So I was like, okay, fuck it. You know, I'm just not gonna care so much, I guess. Well, I did care a lot, but I trust Peter. So I told him, dude, listen, here's the thing. The album title is Born from Fire. I need the pharaoh, and I imagine him like coming out of the ground in this like kind of heroic pose, you know, breaking apart worlds, like chaos and blah, 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 metal stuff. And you do you know. I know he's a great artist. So he sent me the first draft, and I was like, okay, that's it. Let's keep working on it. So really, truly amazing artwork.
Yeah, no, it looks super cool, and I like the details of the like the serpents coming out of the fire and like the pharaohs like fighting them. So yeah, it's really a super cool metal album cover, and it really looks like with the themes of the record and the power metal and the symphonic in all of them, like really really cool. So Tim, like if you had to, I'm guessing you, when you go on tour for this, like if you had to pick like a dream metal tour for like a band for you to open to, who would be that band?
Mm-hmm. Hmm. There's a lot of tour packages that I think would be super cool with us. I mean, I don't think I even have to name like a super big band, but for example, Northtail would be really cool. I would love to play with them. Bill is a good friend of mine, and I like their music a lot, and I think that would be a cool package. Obviously, and I don't think we need to talk about that, Halloween would be amazing. And I'm trying to actually make it happen. So let's fingers
Fingers
crossed
crossed.
that, that we can join them and go some places. What I also think would be super fun is Beast in Black or Battle Beast. Yeah, I think those, and yeah, those bands would be super cool. And then another good package would be Nightwish, I think.
Oh yeah, I've seen Nightwish live, and it's a great live band.
Mm.
And yeah, something cool about Europe is like you guys have the coolest festivals down over there.
We
You
do.
have
We have
the,
a lot of great
you
festivals.
got the Wacken, you got the Hellfest, you had the Download Festival.
Graspop is really great.
Yeah, I went to a festival I was traveling through Europe, and I was in Oslo. And the time when I went to Oslo, it just happened that they had a festival there, the Infernus Music Festival. And I was
Mm.
there. I'm like, okay. And I never heard of that festival, but they had like bands playing in different pubs. And I saw like Exodus in like a club. And it was really cool. But
Amazing. Yeah.
yeah, no, it's amazing. Here in the States, they have a few cool ones, but yeah, I think that Europe has like the best
Mm.
like live events like that for people, especially metalheads, to go see. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. That's what
Yeah,
happens when you have
I
like
think
a,
so too.
yeah.
But like, let's not forget the States. It's just like a massive market. There's so many people there that it's really like you just have so much of everything, which is amazing. I believe one of the ones you have the Prog Fest, isn't it right?
Oh yeah, there's the Prague Fest. I think I recently interviewed a band from Puerto Rico that played
Mm-hmm.
over there. They're named Abandra, and they play uh, like progressive metal in English. And Puerto Rico, they're not signed to any band record label in Puerto Rico. They're signed to a record label in Europe because power like progressive metal is not something that's very known there. But yeah, no, it's incredible. Like all the festivals that we have. So, Tim, the album, let me remind the people that the album is coming out on November 25th, Black Friday, for those
Yes.
you in the States. So, people who like symphonic metal will definitely enjoy this, and power metal, like all those bands that you mentioned. There's a little bit from it, and it's pretty cool album. The artwork is super cool artwork, and I think it's a fun album. The anthemic. There's a lot of like songs in that album that you could listen to live and just like enjoy it. So I think they're meant to be played live. So what can we expect from Induction in the next couple of months?
That's a great question. So obviously, right now we're putting a lot of focus on, well, getting the album released. It's a lot of work still, and we're trying to, get everything around it arranged. And then beyond that, of course, we're playing the tour this year with Sirius Black, right when the album releases, which is going to be super fun. Yeah, really looking forward to that. And then finally next year, we're looking at playing a bunch of festivals here in Europe, and I'm hoping to arrange one bigger headlining, or not headlining, support slot for us on a tour, so that we can get around a bit. Optimally, we're gonna have two, but yeah, we have to stay realistic here. Touring is very hard at the moment. We'll make everything possible that we can. Music-wise, we're keeping up the pace, and I think the people can expect at least 2 more singles next year from us.
Nice. So where can people go ahead and pre-order the album? Is there gonna be like vinyl variants, like all that good stuff?
Yeah, there is. We have the album available as a digipack and as a vinyl. Of course, also digitally and everywhere for streaming. But let me actually just send you a link right here.
Yeah, and I will put the link on the description box so everyone can go. Oh, I got it. But yeah, I'll put it to everyone so everyone can go and pre-order this. So
yeah, that
Tim,
would help us a bunch. I mean, we really want to go to the States and everywhere as well. So the best thing that people can do for us is pre-order and help us to make it happen. So yeah, check out the link. You'll find everything that you need.
Nice. So Tim, again, thank you for taking some time to talk to me about Induction, Born from Chaos, and other things. And people, get it on November 25th. And, let's keep metal alive. So until next time, people, this is Hector, the Shield on a Couch, and I'll see you all right here on the couch. Thank you and good night.